Fultoncards here, live and direct from Brooklyn, New York City. Let's go. From me today, 2025-26 Upper Deck Series 1. She's coming on. Configuration 12 cards per pack, 12 packs per box, 144 cards total. Base set 1 through 200. Young Guns 201 through 250. Young Gun parallels, of course, include the Outburst, the Clear Cuts, the Deluxe to 250, Exclusives to 100, Outburst Red to 25, High Gloss 10, Outburst Gold 101, plus the printing plates. Within our box break, expect your 6 Young Guns, 4 Upper Deck Canvas or Upper Deck Canvas Young Guns, 21 inserts, boy. 4 parallels, and then 1 numbered or short print card or printing plate. Too many inserts. Returning inserts include the UD canvases, UD portraits, foil boardy, rip-looking cards, population counts, dazzlers. There is a gold, and the Series 1 exclusive holotypes. The new inserts include the bootlegs, which are sort of rare chase cards, the tracking systems, cup quests, compositions, the encores, which look a lot like the 98-99 design, goal-oriented bustles, compadres, sizzle reel, bunch of inserts. Mass-produced Young Guns, but they include the Lashuna, Perot, Demidov, Snuggerud, Osland, Dvorsky, Perek, Leonard, Rinzel, so a bunch of Young Guns to look forward to. Also look for the Young Gun Retros, Red Outburst, the Fanimation, which are also rip-looking cards, Swagnificent, Snow Spray Autos, and the Makar Canvas Auto. Only 8 of them in existence. They are product hits, you won't hit it, but it's a fun chase card. So I kind of feel like the Fanimation are a bust this year with that rip-looking stuff. They don't look animated. The entire point of it was it's supposed to be like fan animation. So I'm not really sure what they're doing with that. Although the portraits look amazing. In fact, the portraits look like Fanimation. So I like when the portraits are playful, so that's kind of cool. But otherwise, I don't know. All right, but Fanimation, of course, are kind of like on an announcement. They aren't. They are printed a lot more than they used to be, but certainly would be a case hit. All right, let's get into it. And by the way, the Kale Makars, impossible to hit. They just create those chase cards to get people invested in rebuying and so on, but there are only 8 in the entire set. They are canvas signatures, and very typically they only have 1 card on that checklist, so it would be 8 cards total because it's numbered to 8. So let's get into it. Really hard to read these this year's Colt Incisions. I would say it's a very clean look, but they're also kind of illegible for people my age. Like, how are we supposed to read that, right? So it is Lafferty, but it's hard to read. Dickinson, I'm gonna, blow past these. There's McCarron, who was a Habs prospect. First round draft pick. So there is the Hughes Compadres. I think that's the one they sell it with. And there's Weisblatt. He's a decent prospect, so nice to see him, as well as our Upper Deck portraits. So see what I mean? They look kind of rippy too, but they do have some foil on them. And here is the Draisaitl. So that's a nice looking card. I'll take that. Middleton, as well as Cam Talbot, who's had a decent start, and Chatfield. So I'm going to go by mainly hockey cards grades. I think they have Weisblatt as a C, but he was a first round pick, and he has looked good with the Admirals. So continuing on here, we do have Minchikov. I do like the horizontal cards. We have a Mark Scheifele. And this appears to be sparkled out. Oh, we have a Zellweger behind there. So look at the bustle. So this is a new one, and I guess it's a sparkled version of it, huh? Do they say it? I'm not sure. And there is the base Upper Deck canvas of Zellweger, but I'd have to say that this looks like the Survivor. Oh, by the way, this is the new composition, so there's Barzell. But it looks like the Survivor logo. Do you guys know the show Survivor? Yeah, with the Prost. That's what it looks like to me. All right, continuing on. I mean, really, really hard to read for sure. So Gostisbehere, Quinton Byfield, looking for him to uptick as well. Carrick. There's the Matty Beniers, and we do have an encore of Willie. So these look so much like the base design of Upper Deck Series from like 98-ish, I'd say, as well as Quinn Hughes, Sizzle Reel, another new insert, and we have the Cam Lund Young Guns. So again, super clean, except can you read it is the question. Very interesting look this year, very minimalistic, no other coloring. All right. As well as Tanev. So Celebrini, there's Henrique, there's DeBrusque, and we do have, I think it's a base Outburst, not a Young Guns Outburst. And look at that. Doesn't it look like a Sid pose? I was gonna say it's Sid, that's Rick Rack. That's totally Rick Rack's number 67, I don't know, but that's Rick Rack, not Sid. I thought it was Sid for a second. Sizzle reel of Lehkonen and Nate. And here are the new quests for the cup, and it's Tage Thompson, Leo Carlson, etc., etc. I think this guy got injured for the first time since 2022. PLD. All right, continuing on. So we have Philip Forsberg, we have Mackenzie Blackwoods, who's been injured. We have Nazar, interestingly, and we do have a base Upper Deck canvas. They look great, man. these things. Charlie Mack, as well as another one of the Young Guns, and it would be Snuggeroo, so Jimmy Snuggs. So he is certainly one of the top prospects, definitely one you want to hit. As well as the Quinn Hughes Upper Deck Portraits, very playful this year for sure. As well as, what is that? A Sunquist and Patrick Laine. So perhaps surprisingly, I'm not the biggest proponent of this product. I know it's the flagship and all that, and everybody loves it, but it's just so many cards, and you know, I just don't want to be hoarding cards, so I'll give these cards away. So I do have to say that this does look like that 1998 design. Cole Caulfield had a banger game last night. I mean, the Cardiac Kid still doing it. We overachieved. There's a Dorifeyev. It'll be interesting to see what he does this year. Should be upticking on that insane power play. All right, continuing on here, we have a checklist, base checklist. So that would be an injured player and a not so injured player. There is Pappy, had a good game last night. Continuing on, we have, oh, we did hit a deluxe, but it's a base deluxe, okay? And it is numbered, so Yuri Kuli to 250. All right. A Bustle and a Quinn Hughes composition, very Quinn Hughes heavy this box thus far. So we did hit a deluxe. Of course, you want to hit a Young Gun deluxe. All right. Is it an Upper Deck Canvas Young Guns? The Parik is the one. They don't have Demidov in there, by the way, and I don't think they have Schaefer in the Canvas Young Guns. Otherwise, it's a great spot in the, oh, it is, we definitely did hit some things. Oh, look at that, we hit the Matthew Robertson. So this would be the pack to pick, right? A 2 Young Gun pack. Not a top prospect according to mainly hockey cards because, I mean, he's a D and he hasn't really done much. He's already 24 years old. As well as the Sammy Reinhart goal-oriented, I mean, sort of futuristic and retro at the same time. Rick Rack, as well as Kulikov, and who is our Young Gun canvas. So we'll certainly take a bonus Young Gun today. And our bonus Young Gun would be someone giving a hit, and it would be Jack Finley. They save all their best photos for these Upper Deck canvas cards, don't they? Finley is a C prospect, already a 23-year-old. So we'll see about him. Oh, we hit a black and white. Those are not easy to hit. I think we hit a black and white canvas. This has been an eventful box. All right, so that would be Pesci, Bertuzzi, Rupe Hintz, who looked good the other night. Yeah, black and white here. So is it just a base Upper Deck canvas? I'm thinking, right? And it is Philip Gustafsson. We'll certainly take a black and white. I'll put the odds right there. So goalie mojo on the black and white. That is sick. And the Pavel Zacha. Yeah, as well as a Binner and a Protus, who's looked really, really good thus far. I did pick him up in a spot in fantasy under the assumption. In fact, I drafted him thinking he'd do well this year. So continuing on here, we do have another one of the Young Guns, I believe, Justin Falk. Yeah, we have a Sizzle Reel, and who is our Young Gun is the question. You know who we're looking for. And it's Carter Mazur, so that's not a bad one either. I'd say he's a decent one. Sizzle Reel of Nazem Kadri. Nice looking photo. So now that's a proper Young Guns photo as you're cutting over. I love it. Okay, so that's a decent Young Gun. Certainly take that. Cup Quest. And some more base there, Kochetkov, as well as Robo. And if you're wondering about the card in the background, I did pick that up in a group break, that spot. I bought that spot and I hit the card, so that's great. Those are blueprints from the old Montreal Forum, circa like 1922 or something. Isn't that amazing? Here it says open 1924. Blueprint maybe was from 22, I don't know why I'm thinking 22. But anyways, very, very cool card. And Guy Lapointe was on our big 3D with Larry Robinson and Serge Savard. All right, so continuing on here, we have a Dazzlers. They do look nice, the Dazzlers, although I wouldn't mind one of the yellow or gold ones that they have this year. Another Upper Deck canvas, Drew Doughty's still playing, man. Cale Makar, still effective, you know. Cale Makar, not the one we wanted, but as I said, the product hits, you can't hit. Just consider how many boxes they do this stuff. So at least we hit one of the big Young Guns. Of course, we're looking for the big man. We do have one last Young Gun, so we have one more chance at him or some of the other decent names. The class is actually pretty deep, I'd say, for my taste. The fact that Demidov went 4th overall tells you how good the class has been over the past year or two. Yeah, there's Askarov in the right uniform, and we have a Labushkin, I think that is. You'd think I'd know. Cam Fowler, he's on PP1. Yeah, these are really, really hard to read, but that's Michelli. And we do have McNabb and another one of these. As I said, they look so much like the 98s. I could flash those on the screen, the 98 ones. Just base cards. And there's a tracking system, so these are all goaltenders. Stuart Skinner, who had a shutout the other night, I believe. And so who do we have here? Do we have a shot? Oh no, it looks like a Panthers. It looks like a Panther. No, it isn't a Panther, it's a Chicago card. So we hit Oliver Moore. He's actually one of the top prospects, I'd say. Certainly a B to A prospect for my money. All right, well, we didn't hit the Demidov, but we hit, I thought it was a decent box, really sort of replete box, all kinds of good stuff. So that's basically it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Too many inserts for my liking, too many cards. I'm trying to unload cards at this point in my life. Decent crop of Young Guns, hit some good Young Guns, definitely hit a black and white, which is interesting, and a deluxe, so that's kind of cool. You really do have to hit sort of a deluxe or, you know, red outburst, something like that for your Young Guns to be happy, because if they print them to 125K, 130K, I mean, you know, they just flood eBay. All these inserts, everything just floods. There is no market for these cards printed to 130K unless, of course, you hit the parallels, numbered parallels. That's the point of it. Those are the chase cards. That's why everybody's chasing the outbursts and the retro outbursts like the OV. Hope you enjoyed that. Have any full cards? Do me on our sub, liking, hashtag, drive full cards live and direct from a place called Brooklyn. Yes.
And I'm sorry that you live, but I know I love you better than he can. Sorry about you living, but I know